Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Broke Girl Society podcast. I'm your host, Christina. Thank you so much for joining in. This is going to be our season 4 ender. Don't worry, you won't have to wait long for season 5. I hope to be releasing an episode from the ladies of the BGS who want to come on and share their hope and their strength and their experience with you, to wish you happy motivations for the new year. So look for that on New Year's Day, along with the new season cover layout. Yeah. And, if you're watching this on a podcast platform that allows video, I'm actually like videoing this. And yeah, I comb my hair and I put some makeup on and a fancy shirt so I could do, just this little holiday greeting and just kind of tying up some things for the year. Normally when I do this, my hair is in a bun, no makeup, and usually gym clothes. So it feels kind of nice to get a little fancy for you guys. I'm going to be real honest, though. I'm still wearing PJ bottoms. I can only do so much. So I just want to start out this episode with a big thank you, to all of you for listening, for supporting me, for supporting the work that I do. It's never easy to, continuously be vulnerable and share kind of the darkest parts of my story and my life. And I've done that a lot this year. And, it's just something that I feel so compelled and passionate to do. There has to be a reason why I went through what I did, why I struggled with gambling. I have to find my purpose in that. And that's what kind of helps me continue to heal, continue to grow. It gives me that purpose that to use my own story to help others. And that's what every single person that comes on this podcast, they're doing the exact same thing. They're taking the darkness and they're putting it in the light. And there's so much healing in that. So I'm so very grateful that people continue to listen. The podcast is continuing to grow, and we are so supported by people in the community, by my sponsors. They don't really ask a lot back from me. They really just want to support this work because they believe in the importance of sharing our story and breaking the stigma and shining light that women can be impacted by gambling related harms. We are impacted. So many of us are impacted. I think there's new studies that show women are, gambling to harm at rates quicker than men. And it's a very lonely, isolating addiction. And anything we can do to help people not feel so alone, to help people know that there's hope and support, we got to keep doing it. Right. So again, super grateful for all of you. I've been so inspired by all the stories you guys have shared with me. All the resources and tools and curiosity and just everything you've shown, your empathy, your kindness. I think if this season has shown us anything, it's that recovery is not just possible, it's powerful. Like it absolutely is. I think when we let something control our own power, to actually get our power back from something that has no purpose in our life, that only causes destruction and harm. And when we overcome and we build that resilience, like I can't think of anything more powerful than that. Can you? It's a chance to really rediscover and to build the best version of ourselves, to learn what we need to do to build that life that we don't want to escape from. So I'm so grateful for my own story, my own recovery, but I'm even more grateful for yours and for your recovery, because I want nothing more for you than to feel that power, to feel that confidence, to feel that hope, because it's given so much to me and so much to, everyone else. And I want you to feel that too. And again, just super grateful for the amazing support of the podcast. If you'll please just take a minute and let me share my gratitude to these wonderful people, because not only do they support the podcast and they believe in what I'm doing, they're there for all of you. And so, first up is Jody Bechtold. I have to give her a shout out. She has been so supportive of this work from my early days. She's very supportive of how podcasts can really be helpful in recovery. And she just, continuously shows up and mentors me. She pushes me kind of to do more and to reach outside my comfort zone so that I can really fulfill my purpose in this space. And so I'm sure you've heard her. She's been on the podcast several times. She heads the Better Institute, where people go to get better. She is an amazing gambling addictions therapist and specialist. She's written a book to help clinicians understand gambling disorder. And yeah, like her and her team, we've heard Robin from the Better Institute on here, who really loves to work with families who are impacted by gambling harms. But they have so many other therapists. They're a great resource. If you are in the Pennsylvania area, anywhere in Pennsylvania, they're there for you. You can find out more information about their therapist and their resources at betterinstitute.com. And we've also been supported this year by Birches Health. They are an online gambling treatment platform, very easily accessible. They can do telehealth in the comfort of your own home. And they have amazing gambling addiction therapists as well. I've worked with several of them in my Recover Her program, which is also supported by Birches Health. It's a 7-week program where we learn more about building healthy daily habits, really leaning into connection and support, and just learning how to move forward with our life in a healthier way. And, I'm very, very grateful to Birches Health for letting me kind of build a program based off my own foundations of recovery, and they've been very supportive. So to find out more information about their therapists, they're all over the US. They take major medical insurance. Visit bircheshealth.com. And then we've also been sponsored the last part of this year by the Tennessee Gambling Clinic. It is a free resource to any Tennessean experiencing harms from gambling and your family. They're there to kind of help you find the resources and treatment that you need to overcome. They'll work with your loved ones to help them understand, to kind of maybe work on their own recovery from any legacy harms from our gambling. And they're a really great group of people. You'll work with students as well who are learning more about the disorder. We've heard Dr. Meredith on this season. And yeah, so to find out more information about their treatment, where they're at, all that good stuff, visit thegamblingclinic.com. And then last but certainly not least, Gamfin. Gamfin is an amazing resource that I wish was around when I started recovery. They are financial counselors who understand the impacts of gambling harm in our finances, and they are there to kind of help us pave a way forward. It is a resource that can be very, very helpful when overcoming the struggles of the gambling financial chaos that we can create in gambling. I know for me and my own story that, the financial mess that I had put myself in gambling was kind of also keeping me on the hamster wheel because I didn't know how to get out of it. I kept making the mistake that gambling was going to be the answer to my problems, when in reality, gambling was the problem. I had to stop the bleeding to start the healing. You guys have heard me say that. I think I picked that up in a room somewhere else. And it's a very true statement. We're never going to fix our financial mess by creating more of a financial mess. Gambling, for me, I would have that number in my head that said, hey, if I win this amount of money, I could pull myself out of this financial chaos. But here's the thing. I kept moving the goal. I kept moving the amount of money. Even when I did win the money, it still never solved the problem. It was never going to be enough. And so understanding my own relationship with money was a huge part of recovery, putting those barriers in place and making a plan to pay down the debt. And, I had to do it a little bit harder because I didn't have Gamfin. And though I have worked with Gamfin on some other, just some legacy related harms around my finances, just to have a better understanding and a better relationship, I was really grateful for that. And they work with a lot of states to make this a free resource. They're not there to sell you anything. They are truly there to help you find a way forward, to give you the resources and, a better understanding of your financial health. So really check them out, reach out to them through their website. You can even call them. Everything's listed on their website at gamfin.org. You've heard Janice and Jim on our latest episode really talk about the work that Gamfin does. And I'm truly grateful for them, for all of our sponsors, because I wouldn't be able to do this work in the capacity that I'm able to do it without their help. They don't ask anything from me. They just want to support the work that I'm doing. And I'm just truly, truly grateful. And again, I'm truly grateful to just to be able to shine a light on gambling related harms in women and to be able to share my story, because I can't tell you how profound it is for me to have gone through what I've gone through with my gambling. I mean, I gambled for 15 years. There was so much darkness. I didn't feel hopeful at the end. Um, I didn't want to live anymore, but that wasn't really the truth. I mean, I felt like I didn't want to live, but I think the real honest part of that is I did want to live. I truly wanted to live. And when I was gambling, I wasn't living. I was just surviving. And we are all worth so much more than that. So more than anything for this holiday season, I wish for you recovery. I wish for you the hope and healing that comes with that. It's not a life sentence. I promise you that. It takes a lot of work, and it's going to feel like a lot of work, and there's going to be a lot of fear that you have to work through. But the empowerment that you get from knowing that you can work through it, that you can feel the feels, that you can navigate it in a healthier way is worth everything. And to have your power back and to have your life back and to actually truly be living is a feeling that I wish for you. And it is absolutely possible. There is hope and healing waiting for you. This podcast, shares all of the ways that that's possible for you. We get to hear the healing in other women's stories. We get to hear the advice from therapists who work in this field and who have helped people, every day in their career. They've made it their careers to help people overcome gambling harms. And so, I can say I'm grateful. I don't know how many times, before you're like, okay, we get it, you're grateful. But I truly, truly am. I thank you so much for just being on this journey with me. I remember when I had 40 people listening to the podcast, and now we have thousands. And we have a Facebook group. If you're just listening, you're just finding us, we have a Facebook group, the Broke Girl Society. There's a couple thousand women, I think 2,700 women in there now, who are all on this journey of recovery. Some are early, really early. Some are just kind of exploring it, trying to figure it out. And some have several years of recovery. So, but one thing I can say about the group and these amazing women is they show up, they show kindness. They're there for you, to show you compassion, to help you understand that you're not alone in this, because none of us are alone. And I don't want any of us to feel alone. So thank you so much for being a part of this journey, for supporting me. And until the next one, I hope you take care of yourself. I hope you really become present in the moments with your families and your friends coming up in this holiday season. Reach out for support if you're overwhelmed or you're struggling. Remember, it's okay to say no. It's okay to take care of you. We've got to show kindness in everything we do, and that starts with us. So I look forward to next season. I look forward to hearing more of your inspirational stories, to meeting more of you, and to all the amazing projects I have next year that hopefully will continue to shed light on this addiction so that no woman feels ashamed, alone. There is hope and healing waiting for you. So until then, take care.